So students, we are going to start a new chapter, your first chapter, okay? Real numbers. So today we are going to start with our first chapter of 10th standard, which is real numbers. Now this chapter, okay? Now all of you know what are real numbers we have done in 9th standard, but still, quickly I will revise. So till now we know that real numbers include what? Rational and irrational numbers. So the number line that you were using till your 8th standard, from 9th onwards, it became real number line, isn't it? Because all the possible numbers that we know till now can be plotted on the real number line. This we learned in our 9th standard, right? So rational, what was the definition? Numbers that can be written in the form P by Q. P and Q are integers. Okay. And Q cannot be 0. Right? And what was the definition of irrational number? That numbers which cannot be written in the form P by Q. Or numbers with decimals, in decimal form, numbers which are recurring, non-terminating recurring. Isn't it? Remember root 2, I gave you examples, okay? These cannot be written in the form P by Q. For those of you who don't remember, I'll quickly write it. So irrational numbers cannot be written in the form P by Q, okay? And then example was root 2, root 3, root 5, root 6, then pi was there. Then in decimal form, remember 0.101, 00, 11, 000, like that, non-terminating, non-repeating. Okay, non-terminating, non-repeating numbers. They are irrational. Clear? So this already you have done. Yes, Q cannot be, denominator cannot be 0, right? We have. So this much you did. Already you know. So now we are going to proceed further. We are going to, first of all, I'll give you the formal statement of Euclid's division lemma. Then we will understand what it is saying, and then we'll do the questions. So now we will study Euclid's division lemma. You know, lemma means what? Lemma means proven statement. Means we will not prove it, it's already proven. Okay, see, it says that as a theorem we will state it, okay? It says that given positive integers Write it, it's very important. Given positive integers, A and B. Okay, if you are given two positive integers, I'll make you understand. Don't you worry. There exist unique integers Q and R satisfying A is equal to BQ plus R, where R is greater than equal to 0 but less than B. Let's try to understand what it means. Think, you have any two positive integers, right? You're saying if A and B are any two positive integers. Hmm? So let me take one set. Let me take, so for example, let's take 17 and 6. Okay. So they are saying if given positive integer A and B, there exist unique numbers Q and R. So that this condition is satisfied. Okay. So let me divide and see. See, it's more like division lemma in there in polynomials. It's very similar. So if I divide this, what will happen? 6, 2 times 12. How much is left? 5. Correct? So now 17 can be written as 6 into 2 plus 5. All of you? So this is my A, this is my B. So B, then I got Q. Okay, Q is how much? 2 and 5 is R. This is quotient, this is remainder. So nothing it is saying that if you have any two positive integers, you will have one quotient and one remainder. Okay, and remainder will always be less than the divisor. It always happens. See, can I have this remainder greater than 6 or equal to 6? No, na. If I have 6 here, I can divide once more. So that is why I cannot have remainder greater than my divisor. So that is why this condition R should be greater than equal to 0 but less than B. B means what? Divisor. This is clear because see, if it is not clear, I can explain again, because after this we are going to a very important thing. Okay, you will get one question 100% on application of Euclid's division lemma in your board exam. So I want you to understand what it is saying. If you have two integers, you will have unique Q and R. So basically they are saying you will have a quotient and a remainder. And you can write it as like this. A is equal to BQ plus R. This you already knew, na? 6 into 2 plus 5, we can write 17 as that. Okay. All of you got it? All of you understood this thing? If not, let me know. Any doubt is there? Okay. Okay. So now there are many applications. Means we will use this theorem. We will use this theorem to find HCF of two numbers. Okay. So first application is this, which is like very important. One question you can get. So first application of division lemma. So we will say is called algorithm. I'll tell you. We will find HCF of two numbers using Euclid's division lemma. Division algorithm. So you must be wondering, first I said Euclid's division lemma, now I'm saying Euclid's division algorithm. You must be, I'll tell you what is the difference. Okay, when I'm saying Euclid's division algorithm, means algorithm is a set of rules, okay, steps that we'll keep stating, and we will be doing the question also side by side. So I'll state the algorithm and I will, algorithm means well-defined steps. So we will define and we will keep doing also. So Euclid's division algorithm, we will use to find HCF of two numbers. Okay, before I go to Euclid's division algorithm to find HCF, how we used to find HCF? Suppose I want to find HCF of, say 15 and 12. Okay, so what is HCF we should know now. So what we did, very like in our third, fourth standard, what we did, we used to find the factors. Why 15 can be written as 1 into 15, then we can write 3 into 5. Okay. So then 1, 3, 5 and 15 are the factors of 15. Just revising the previous thing. Okay, this is not directly connected. Then how about 12? 1 into 12, then 3, 4 times 12 and 2, 6 times 12. Okay, so what are the factors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. So which are common factors? Common factors are 1 and 3. Then highest common HCF is 3. So first method that we learned was this. Then we did long division method we knew. Okay, long division method of finding HCF, remember? How we did that? So you will put the bigger number inside, division sign, and smaller one outside. So then 12 one times, 12 will go. Then what is left? 3. Okay, so this remainder now becomes divisor and 12 will come inside. So what we'll get? 3, 4 times 12. So since when we divide by 3, we are getting remainder 0. So 3 is the HCF of 12 and 15. Remember, this was the other method we did. Now we are going to do Euclid's division lemma. Okay, which is very similar to this method. Okay, it is very similar to this one. Okay. So let's first note down what this one says. So Euclid's division algorithm. Algorithm means steps. Okay. So well-defined steps, I'll tell you. RITHM. Okay, it says that to obtain HCF of two positive integers, see, I'm writing like this, positive. You write POSSITIVE. Okay, positive integers. Let's name it C and D. Suppose you are given two positive integers and we have to find HCF. Say C is greater than D. We have to check which one is bigger. Okay, first of all, we'll check which one is bigger because that is going to get divided. Then step 1, what we'll do? Apply Euclid's. I'll show you how we will apply division lemma to C and D. Okay. Okay, let's apply. Let me use another pen and do. Okay, this thing is to make you understand. The thing I'm doing in black is the lemma, and let's side by side do it also. Okay, let's take two numbers because it's saying to obtain the HCF of two positive integers. Let me take some example. Let's take, let us find HCF of 210 and 55. Okay. So then which one is bigger? That will be C. Because C we said find out which one is bigger. So this one is bigger. So this is my C and this is my D. So now I should apply my Euclid's division lemma, which says what? That if you have two numbers, then the bigger number can be written as what? You will have Q and R such that, just see the lemma. So you can write 210 equal to what? 55, we have to check into Q plus R, we have to write this form, and R has to be greater than equal to 0 but less than 55. Because Euclid's division lemma says that. That is what it says, that there exists, apply Euclid's division lemma to C and D. So what will happen? So we find Q and R. So we have to find Q and R, right? Q and R. Such that C is equal to DQ plus R, and R is greater than equal to 0 and less than D. Okay, so let's do here. What should be Q? We want to find Q. So what I will do? I will, in my rough work, okay, I want rough work here. So in my rough work, I will divide what? 210 by 55. How much it will take? See, 210 3 times will give me 165. Subtract, how much is left? 45. 5 and 4. Okay. So what is Q? It can be written as 55 into 3 plus 45. This is clear? So we got two numbers. So this is rough work. So we have to find HCF of 210 and 55. So the bigger number is C, smaller number is D. So by Euclid's division lemma, we should have Q and R so that I lies between 0 and 55. Okay, then how to find Q and R? Divide and see. So you will get Q, you will get R. Right, fill in. So you have this. Okay, this is what our first point is saying. Euclid's division algorithm says na. Yes, Madhu, we are finding HCF using Euclid's division algorithm. Algorithm means step. It is telling us how to find using this lemma, how you can find. Okay. Till here, all of you clear? Any doubt? See, this part I am doing to make you understand correspondingly, no? This part. This is just an example I am doing side by side to make you understand. So we applied, as the algorithm says in step 1, we have applied our Euclid's division lemma. And then let's see what we have to do next. It is saying if remainder is 0, if your remainder is 0, then D is the HCF. Is our remainder 0? No, na, our remainder is 45. So if the remainder was 0, we will say, okay, our D will be the HCF of these two numbers. But since remainder is not 0, so then what? So it says, if remainder is not 0, what we have to do, it is telling us. If remainder is not 0, then apply the lemma, okay? Apply the lemma to D and R. Okay, see this thing. Now, since remainder didn't come out to be 0, so we have to again apply it. I will explain. Abhinav, don't worry. I will make you do more questions. I will explain again. Don't worry. Let's do once, then I can do again. Just try to understand. So now see, remainder didn't come out to be 0 here, right? See, in the rough work, remainder was 45. So now what to do? See, if we were using long division, what we will do? We will take 55 inside, no? That's what we have to do. But we cannot write like this. We cannot write like long division. So what it is saying, now you apply the lemma again to D and R. So to apply lemma to D and R. What is D? D was 55. How much is R? 45. We will apply again. So that means we will write 55 should be written as 45 into some Q plus R. Okay. So now how I will find Q and R? I will divide 55 by 45. So how many times? 1 times 45. What is left? 1. Correct? So that means I can write my 55 can be written as 45 into 1 plus 10. So is the remainder 0? No. So then again we will have to do. So that is what step 3 says. I will just write step 3, then we'll do. So then it is saying, okay, it says apply the lemma to D and R, I did it. So what should I do next? So it is the lemma is telling me, this one, algorithm is telling me what to do. Let's write what it is saying. Continue the process. So we have to continue till when? Let's see. Continue the process. So till the remainder, I will just see your comments, is 0. So we have to keep continuing till I get R equal to 0. And then when I stop there, the divisor at that point, at this stage, will be the required HCF. Okay. Okay, see. So here remainder was not 0. So that means I'll have to again apply to what? D and R. What is D? This was the divisor. So to apply lemma again, instead of saying apply lemma to, what is D? 45 and R is 10. So what happens? Again, you can write 45 is equal to 10 into Q plus R. And to find Q and R, divide. 45 you divide by 10. So 4 times. 40 remainder is 5. Still remainder didn't come out to be 0. So I will have to do again. Okay, so we got 10 into 4 plus 5. So is the remainder 0? Remainder is not 0. So once more we'll have to do. So since remainder is not 0, So apply, we can write, since r is not equal to 0, apply lemma to, what is the divisor next? 10 and 5. This was d, no? So d and 5. Always we are taking d and remainder. I will just see your comments. Okay, so apply the lemma to 10 and 5 now. So what will happen? 10 is equal to 5 into 2 plus 1, right? So plus 0. Remainder will be 0, no? When I will divide 10 by 5, 2 times 10, remainder 0. So now we can stop. Okay? So what happened? We got 0 when we divided by 5. So 5, this one, because it says the divisor of this stage. The divisor at this stage will be the HCF. So what is the divisor here? 5 now. Okay. So 5 is the HCF of 210 and 55. Adi correct. Nabiha correct. Adi, yes. Okay. Okay. So I want to know all those who haven't understood. Abhinav, I will explain again. Madhu. Okay. See, basically, the lemma is saying you keep applying it. Okay. Johan, Jose, I will understand. I will make you understand again. Okay, I will explain it to you. Okay, I'll take one more example and show. Please note down the lemma. Even if you haven't understood, note it down so that when I'm doing, you can go back to these steps again and again. Okay. You can keep seeing what they're writing. What is your algorithm? Okay, for those who have understood, good. Those who haven't understood, I'll do once again. Just give me a minute. Okay, let's see. See, for those of you who haven't understood, let me just quickly say, just try to understand what the lemma is saying. Okay, Euclid's division lemma, what it said. I will just say in words but make you understand with the numbers. So it is saying that given positive integers a and b, there exist unique integers q and r satisfying a is equal to bq plus r. Okay, means if you are given any two positive integers a and b are positive integers. Okay, this is what the lemma is saying. That if a and b are positive integers, you can write it in this form. A is equal to bq plus r. R will be greater than equal to 0 and less than b. Okay, this is clear. For example, Zohan and the other girl who haven't understood. So for example, suppose I take 25 and 3. Okay. So I can't I write 25 can be written as 3 into q plus r. And how I will find Q and R? I will divide 25 by 3. So how much? 7 times 21, 4 is left. So this can be written as 3 into 7 plus 4. Clear? This is clear, this step. Okay, so if you have any two numbers, divide the bigger one with smaller one and you will be able to write it as the A is equal to BQ plus R, where R will always be less than the divisor. Okay. Okay. Now what we are saying, we are going to use it, this lemma we will use again and again and find the HCF. Okay. That is what we are doing, nothing else. We are going to use it again and again. So for that, we have written the steps above. What it says, first take the two numbers. So let me take this, the example that I've taken is a simple example. So I want to do again that same example. I was looking for easy example, I couldn't find right now. Okay, so let's use find HCF of 210 and 55 using Euclid's division lemma. So basically we will use the Euclid's division or they will give you the word algorithm means steps. Okay, they may write like this. So basically they are asking you use division lemma in the way that the steps have been written and then find the HCF. So what you will do, the bigger number is your C and the smaller number is your D, divisor. Okay. So first step is write C is equal to DQ plus R form. And R will be always greater than equal to 0 but less than the divisor D. Okay, so I will write 210 is equal to 55 into Q plus R. So how I will find Q and R? Rough work. We will divide, okay, we will divide 210 by 55 and we will get the answer. So what we get? 3 times. We will have 165 and we will get 45. So this is my Q, this is my R. So that means 210 can be written as 55 into 3 plus 45. Okay. So now what is Euclid's division algorithm saying? If your remainder is 0, then the D here becomes your HCF. But if remainder is not 0, do till you get remainder 0. Keep doing it. Okay. So my remainder is not 0. It's 45. So now what will happen? I will take 55 will become as my C and my remainder will become as my divisor and I have to find Q and R. Okay. We'll write since R is not equal to 0. We will do this. So again, now you divide 55 by 45 to find Q and R. So 1 times 45 will go. So 10. Okay, remainder is 10. So that means I can write 55 can be written as 45 into 1 plus 10. Okay. After this what? Now since again remainder is not 0, so we will apply again because that is what it is saying, that continue the process till the remainder is 0. So now what will happen? We will use this one is my C now. So 45 is equal to 10 into Q plus R I have to find. So rough work 45 divided by 10, 4 times 40, remainder is 5. So what will happen? I will have 45 is equal to 10 into 4 plus 5. Still remainder is not 0. And we have to continue till the remainder is 0. So now what will happen? This was my D, no? So 10 is equal to, what is my remainder? 5 into Q plus R I should write. Since R is not 0, so we are applying again. Okay. So now see 10 divided by 5, 2 times 10. Remainder is coming 0. So this can be written as 5 into 2 plus 0. Okay. So at what is the divisor here? 5. Okay. So then, because lemma says the divisor at this stage will be the required HCF. So 5 is the HCF of 210 and 55. Clear? So we are applying our lemma again and again till the time the remainder becomes 0 and we get the HCF. Johan, now you got it? Anybody else? All of you, I'm assuming you understood. We'll do more questions in the next class, okay? Abhinav, now you have understood? Okay, students? Good. So, right. Good. So, let's end the class today. Okay, we'll stop here. And day after tomorrow, we'll have the class. Okay, students? Okay, welcome. Welcome, Madhu. Welcome all the students. Thanks to you all also. Okay, bye.